I'm Paul Majors. Straight ahead on KARE 11 News. The parents of a Minneapolis girl who nearly drowned in a swimming pool are challenging the events surrounding the accident. Plus, doctors for Parker Stevens give new insight into surgeries to reattach the 3-year-old's severed arms. And a football coach is arrested for an explosive act of anger. It's all next.
We at GMC are proud to sponsor the U.S. Olympic athletes who, like us, have worked to achieve higher standards. And now, during our GMC U.S. Olympic Countdown, get $1,000 cash back on select 2000 Sierras, $2,000 back on Sonomas, and up to $2,500 back on select Jimmys. Great cash back offers on trucks built with the dedication that make them professional grade. Because when you're committed to what you do, it shows in the results. Hurry in before October 2nd for best selection on remaining 2000 models.
Muddy, terrible. It was mud all over. Oh, horrible mud. Mud in the food, it was mud in the water. Do you understand that?
Remember when weekends were about nothing?
Really sticky mud.
Hi, it's me.
Mud everywhere.
Oh, nothing. You?
Mud. When Saturday nights were your call, luckily you've got VoiceStream. All calls all weekend cost nothing. Great plan. To anywhere in the country. VoiceStream gives you more guaranteed. Call 1-888-STREAMS.
Bye, loser!
And get more from life.
Hello.
Congratulations, Tom Malchow, bringing the gold to Minnesota.
The teacher who pulled this 11-year-old girl from a school swimming pool has been hailed a hero, but tonight, the girl's parents say she never should have been in the pool in the first place. Good evening. Antoinette Williams remains in serious condition tonight with damage to her lungs.
Her parents have hired a lawyer and say they want some answers from the Minneapolis School District. Specifically, they want to know why Antoinette, who doesn't know how to swim, was put in a swimming class without their permission. But as KARE 11's Boyd Hubert reports, the school says it's all laid out in black and white.
It was an act deserving of front-page coverage. The swimming teacher who dove into the deep end of the Franklin Junior High pool to rescue and resuscitate a 6th-grade girl.
That's a drain down there. That's where she was at.
There is no doubt Jessie Thomas saved a life, but the parents of Antoinette Williams believe she never should have been in this pool in the first place.
Where we're going with it right now is we want to get some answers.
Peter Riley is the attorney already retained by the parents.
Why didn't they have some foreknowledge that she was going to be involved in this when she had no previous experience with it?
Antoinette could not swim, not even a little, according to her parents, who are angry she was put in a swimming class without their knowledge.
We don't know how it is that something like this could occur.
The Minneapolis School District says the parents should have known swimming was part of the Phi-Ed curriculum. Says so right in the student handbook the district claims Antoinette was given Monday, her first day of classes at Franklin, where she arrived as a transfer student from Milwaukee.
Right around 3 minutes or so, she began to breathe.
Thomas was unavailable for comment today. The school district promises an examination to see if anything can be learned that will lessen the chance of similar accidents occurring in the future.
He helped save her life, and for that, obviously, we're all grateful. The concern is, how do we get to the point where her life was in peril?
The parents say they never got the student handbook. The district insists it was given out. Antoinette Williams remains on a respirator at Hennepin County Medical Center.
Yeah, and boy, do we know her prognosis at this point?
Well, everyone is hopeful, but again, she's on a respirator. She hasn't been able to talk, but she is squeezing some hands, acknowledging that she is taking in information.
All right. Thank you very much. Police are investigating a fatal double shooting in Minneapolis tonight.
2 people were found dead inside a car. KARE 11's Greg Vandergriff is live in South Minneapolis with the very latest. Greg?
Di and Paul, as you just mentioned, authorities have found 2 bodies in a car in an alley that parallels the 3600 block of 15th Avenue South. This initially came in as a reported vehicle fire. Firefighters got here, they put the fire out, according to police, and then the 2 bodies were found. It is not clear at this time if both victims are male or female, but they do believe that both were shot to death. There are no suspects in this case at this time. Investigators are here looking at the scene. Again, 2 bodies found in a car in an alley in the 3600 block of 15th Avenue South. Paul and Di.
All right, Greg, thank you. A St. Paul boy found in a house fire after firefighters left the scene remains in critical condition tonight. An investigator discovered 13-year-old Tyrone Halliburton in the basement of his home near the area where the fire started. He suffered burns all over his body. Regions hospital officials call his condition very critical. Minnesota doctors say they're doing everything they can to save a 3-year-old boy whose arms were severed in a farm accident.
It's too early to tell if attempts to reattach the boy's arms were successful. Parker Stevens was on his family farm near Milner, North Dakota, when relatives say he tripped and his arms were caught up in a grain auger. Ironically, the accident happened at the beginning of National Farm Safety Week. KARE 11's Greg Vandegrift has more on this all-too-common tragedy.
In farm country, it's the season for moving grain.
Okay, you're still dumping the bunker here. Yeah.
And at Jeff Nielsen's Lafayette, Minnesota co-op, it's the season to stay sharp and stay safe.
Just an auger like you see on a lot of farm sites. A lot of moving equipment moving very quickly.
And how quickly it can harm.
Well, we heard, I believe it happened on Monday. There's a young boy, I think he's 3 years old, was hurt in an accident with an auger similar to this.
It has by far been the worst injury that we have seen like this to date.
Today, North Memorial surgeon Jennifer Harrington speaks publicly about tiny 3-year-old Parker Stevens' horrifying encounter with an auger at his North Dakota farm Monday, both arms caught and amputated by the machine.
When things are churned and crushed and amputated at multiple levels, it makes things nearly impossible. I mean, it was a very difficult set of operations. 3
surgeries in all, Parker's arms reattached, but he's in critical condition, still facing potential infection.
The younger you are, the more able you are to heal your nerves and just heal your tissues. So we're hopeful that, his age will play a role.
I fell into it and basically was entangled in that moving equipment. And it severed my left leg. And
Jeff Nielsen has a 22-year-old scar from leg-saving surgery and a similar machine. He understands Parker's uphill battle and knows in farm country it's a season to remember a 3-year-old.
It's a tough situation, but he's a young man. Hopefully he'll pull through, and he's in very good care, and we can just hope and pray for the best.
Greg Vandegrift, KARE 11 News.
Parker's doctors are not only worried about saving his arms, they're worried about his health in general. Doctors say while Parker's family appreciates all the public support, they also ask for prayer.
St. Paul police need the public's help in tracking down an elderly man's killer. Investigators released this sketch of one of the suspects in 78-year-old Wesley Morrison's murder. Officers say he's one of 5 young men seen harassing Morrison, also known as the Can Man, before he was beaten to death last month.
They followed him. The Can Man may have said something back to him eventually, and then some altercation happened which resulted in the Can Man's death.
Morrison earned his nickname by collecting cans on St. Paul's east side. If you have any information about his murder, call the St. Paul Police at 651-292-3650. You could be eligible for a $15,000 reward. A Twin Cities man is behind bars tonight, accused of killing his elderly mother. Ramsey County Sheriff's deputies found the 72-year-old victim lying dead outside her Shoreview home last night. Her 41-year-old son was arrested after a short scuffle with officers. Authorities are investigating a train derailment in South Minneapolis. The freight train left the tracks near Sullivan Elementary School around 6 tonight, blocking the intersection of 29th Avenue South and 27th Street East. No one was injured.
Well, homeowners might want to start plugging their piggy banks for a winter of red-hot heating bills. Xcel Energy, formerly NSP, says natural gas prices are predicted to rise as much as 35 to 50%. If those numbers hold up, customers could pay as much as $45 more per month in the peak winter months. Vice President Gore wants President Clinton to dip into the nation's strategic petroleum reserve to lower high fuel prices. The president is expected to make a decision on the plan in a few days. Republican presidential candidate George W. Bush opposes the plan, saying the reserve should only be used in a real emergency. Meanwhile, Bush says he feels like he's part of his own personal version of Survivor. He appeared today on Regis Philbin's TV show, co-hosted by Wisconsin native and Survivor contestant Sue Hawk. She told Bush to call her the next time he visited Wisconsin and she would take him hunting.
A youth football coach is charged with child abuse tonight, accused of breaking the arms of a boy on his team. Authorities say 34-year-old Ronald Gibson became aggravated when the boy failed to catch a ball. He allegedly lifted the child to head level, then threw him to the ground. The 10-year-old child broke his arms trying to cushion the landing. Gibson has a history of arrests, including one for allegedly stabbing his wife. St. Cloud State's head football coach has been ordered to seek counseling for a prank. Coach Randy Hedberg apologized for sending a football player to the airport to pick up a fictional Australian student. When the player returned without the Australian, Coach Hedberg asked why he, quote, could not find an Aborigine at an airport. St. Cloud's athletic director calls the incident an inappropriate joke.
One person is dead and more than 100 others are injured after a tornado in southwestern Ohio. The tornado struck Xenia, Ohio last night, damaging or destroying about 10% of the town's homes and businesses. This isn't the first time a twister has ravaged Xenia. In 1974, 33 people were killed when a tornado wiped much of the town off the map.
Well, our weather's really pretty calm, but things are going to change tomorrow, according to Mr. Barlow, who's out in the backyard.
Yeah, we have an old-fashioned soaking rainstorm, Paul and I, just on our doorstep. As a matter of fact, some places in western Minnesota still reporting it. We, on the other hand, are still at least 3 to 4 hours away from our first raindrops. Here's the forecast. The rain will be increasing, but not again until later on. Temperatures 45 to 50. Tomorrow, windswept rain pretty much all day today. All day, yeah, it's almost today. All day Friday. A clap of thunder possible, too. Tomorrow night, wet and wild for all the prep football games. Saturday morning, wet and gradually drying out, but it'll still be drizzly Saturday afternoon. Sunday still looks like the best of the 2 days. That's it for now. We'll have an update on when our rain will get here in just a little while.
All right. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Even though we locked the studio doors, Randy Shaver managed to make it in once again.
I am back. Yeah, I'm your worst nightmare, aren't I? It's possible the fastest 40 times never recorded in Vikings history take place when the last practice ends heading into a bye week. It's amazing how fast players can get from the locker room to their cars when they know they have that one weekend off. Tomorrow morning, the Vikings will make the mad dash out of town, but today, practice at Winter Park. The 3-0 Vikings won't put in a game plan for Detroit until next week, but many say they'll watch the Lions this weekend while they relax.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to watch some football, see what's going on with them, and see how they play. You know, you really can't, scout a whole lot about a game, watching it from TV. But just to get a feel for how they play, I'll definitely be watching.
Mentally, you just got to shut down. And the young guys, if they don't do that, they'll eventually figure it out. You got to just shut down mentally. If you don't, you get kind of fried at the end.
Also coming up in sports, prep football from St. Paul and Twins highlights from the Dome. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Randy. Still ahead, we'll go live to the land down under with our friend Tim Dingo Boy McNiff.
And later, how The Exorcist is getting even scarier. Plus, a new piece of vehicle equipment that could get you out of a sticky situation even if you're trapped inside.
And this year's list of the richest Americans is out. We'll tell you if Bill Gates is still on top. Next.
They're driven to satisfy. They're the best in windshield replacement. Impeccable skills, motivated by excellent coaching. George Corporal's Glass Service Company.
And now we give you 2 free boxes of bigger, better steaks, custom cut and specially aged. And we'll deliver them right to you.
Gold medal winners in your auto glass replacement.
Add style to your home's outside with a Pella Storm and Screen Door from Menards. This full-view door features a solid brass handle and a lifetime warranty. On sale in 3 colors, just $149. Add style indoors with savings on a great selection of Design House stair parts. Save on spindles, rails, and newel posts in oak or hemlock. On sale now. Step up to savings at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
First of all, I'm not denying that I used cellular. It was a very experimental time. Someone passed it to me, I put it to my ear, but I did not talk, I only listened. Even then, all I heard was static. But I have been free and clear ever since. I even chose long distance so I could reach out to young people across the nation and warn them of even casual cellular use.
The new Sprint PCS Free and Clear plan, $29.99 for 500 minutes, all with nationwide long distance.
Do you like appetizers? Real appetizers? Well, now you can get them from a fast food place. That's right, a fast food place. Arby's. Jalapeno bites with Bronco Berry sauce. onion petals with Southwest sauce, mozzarella sticks with marinara from Arby's. You may be a grown-up, but you're not too old to learn something new. Sidekickers, real appetizers, new from Arby's. Just what it takes to satisfy your grown-up tastes.
It's the final lap of Toyota's 2000 clearance. This world-class event is a winner. If you want an incredible clearance value on a new Toyota, go for it. Before time is up, hurry, go now during the very final days of this incredible sales event for a 0 down payment, plus make 0 payments for 90 days when you buy any new 2000 Celica now at your Toyota dealer.
The rich just keep getting richer. That's true for everyone except Bill Gates. The Microsoft co-founder lost a reported $22 billion last year. But according to Forbes magazine, he's still the richest American with $63 billion. Oracle CEO Lawrence Ellison is close on his heels with $58 billion. Some new names on the rich list this year: WWF's Vince McMahon and lifestyle guru Martha Stewart. Well, airplanes have had it for decades. Now cars are about to be equipped with a black box. The devices will keep a record of traffic accidents, call police and medical crews with the information, and give directions to the scene. The boxes are still in the testing phase, but designers hope to have them in cars by the year's end.
I know you've been waiting for this to break out your Aussie oil hat and your, your Long Rider slicker. We're going to get a chance tomorrow to do that. Let's go out in the backyard with Ken Barlow right
I didn't know where you were going with that, Di.
Well,
I wasn't sure either.
It is late after all. We could be saying anything and hardly anyone would hear us, would they? We've got some rain on the way, guys. I mentioned it a few minutes ago. In fact, it's right on our doorstep. We'll look at the radar in just a minute. First, the fall colors. It is fall officially tomorrow at just about 12:30 in the afternoon, in case you want to celebrate. These are the colors near peak, believe it or not, in the Boundary Waters. The other shade of orange there, 50% color already. Some color here in the Twin Cities and down toward Mankato and New Ulm and up toward the northwest. It is still mainly green to the south, where colors, of course, change last. We will peak out, by the way, typically here around Columbus Day, which this year is about the 9th of October. I think that's the date. It's that first Monday or second Monday of October. The high today, 59, the low 38. There's been no rain. It's cloudy and 54 now with an east wind starting to pick up. It's up to 13 miles per hour. Let's look at radar now, and you can see the rain is starting to spread across some northern portions of the state, and then we get into the heavier stuff out across the Red River Valley. Here's a look at NextRad from 4 o'clock this afternoon. It looked like the rain was going to get in here around 10 o'clock, but not yet. You see one band to the north and one to the south, but it's still kind of empty here in the middle. It will fill in eventually overnight tonight as the storm begins to wind up. Look at that thing. Very fall-like system. In fact, early winter system winding up. Snow, 4 to 8 inches expected in Rapid City. And here, a cold rain, a wind-driven rain tomorrow. Even a few snowflakes up north later on Saturday. Here's a look at the forecast. Overnight tonight, it will be breezy, not nearly as cold, 45 to 50. Expect rain for the morning commute, but it may just take that long, at least 4 a.m. before it gets here in the Twin Cities. Clap thunder tomorrow, wind-driven rain, 53 to 56, winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. If you headed out to any of the prep football games tomorrow night, bring the raincoat. You'll need it. It's going to be wet and cold. Only in the upper 40s. Saturday morning, the same thing, then breaking up a little bit, but still drizzly Saturday afternoon. The best hope for sun this weekend will be on Sunday. It will be a much better day, but a bit on the cool side. 42 in Bemidji Walker during the night tonight. Tomorrow, look for it to be wet and wild statewide. No snowflakes tomorrow here, but a few thunderstorms are possible. A few wet snowflakes, though, I think, in the Bemidji Walker area and across the Boundary Waters by late Saturday, Paul and Di, so certainly a sign that fall is indeed starting.
All right.
Thanks. See you later. Well, we know you're probably wondering by now, where's Tim Dingo Boy McNiff?
He's joining us a bit late tonight. He mentioned something about needing more practice on his bar routine. I mean, high bar routine. But Dingo Boy took some time out of his busy schedule to join us live from Sydney for an update on the Minnesotans competing in the Olympic Games.
Yeah, I was just spending some time hanging out with the Bulgarian weightlifting team, actually checking on their diet. No, not really. Good afternoon and welcome to what's being referred to as Super Friday here in Sydney. Track and field is underway in Olympic Stadium behind me, a venue that seats 110,000 people per session. So while you're not going to get a great view of it from this vantage point, take my word for it, Olympic Park is literally overflowing. Michael Johnson makes his first appearance on the track. He wins his first heat in the men's 400 meters in a time of 45:25. Likewise, fellow Americans Maurice Green and Marion Jones both win their respective heats of the 100-meter dash. Well, keeping a much lower profile is Egan's Mike Schmidt, who also began his competition for the gold in men's skeet shooting. Now, that competition is taking place roughly 33 kilometers outside of Sydney in Cecil Park, where in the first round, a dozen shooters register perfect scores of 25, while Schmidt's in the midst of 13 others just 1 point back. Round 2 is still underway even as we speak. Schmidt with another 24, 9 shooters again with perfect scores. Keep in mind, the top 6 from round 2 will advance to tomorrow's finals. Also in competition, even as we speak, is Roseville's Sarah Reiling. Reiling is competing for Team USA in the 10-meter platform, a sport that Sarah just sort of fell into.
I think you liked it.
Oh, that was confident.
A confident Sarah Reiling made a big splash at the U.S. diving trials.
And she continues to nail dive after dive.
She does. She loves diving platform.
It only takes one look around Sarah's room to see the inspiration behind her dream to make the U.S. Olympic diving team. And through it all, Sarah's parents have enjoyed a front row seat.
I couldn't be prouder. I mean, it's just so exciting, and it's so fun to see somebody dream and work towards something and be able to achieve it. And so it's just really thrilling.
Yet actually, when Sarah was younger, the Roseville native had dreams of making a different team.
I was a gymnast when I was really little and stuck with it until I was about 12. Got injured when I was 12, stress fracture to my lower back. My doctor said, I think you better find another sport or your life could be a little difficult when you're 30. You might not walk too well.
That's tough news to take when you're only 12. But not wanting to risk further injury, Sarah turned her attention to the pool in her backyard.
She was into gymnastics, so she'd start way in the back and then run toward the diving board and hit the diving board and throw these gymnastics move into the water. And it was pretty scary sometimes, you know, you weren't sure if she knew what she was doing or so. Yeah, I remember it real well and just said, you know, we've got to get lessons before you kill yourself, you know.
Needless to say, Sarah's lessons paid off. And after watching the '92 Olympics on TV, Sarah dedicated her life into turning her Olympic dreams into reality.
Every day is just another step forward of staying focused on what I want. I have daily reminders. I mean, I have stuff all over my room that said Australia and have Olympic rings and little smile cards because you have to stay happy through life. Life gets a lot better once you're happier.
A 1997 graduate of Cretan-Durham Hall, Sarah will begin her junior year at Indiana University following the Olympic Games. And no one knows Sarah's potential better than her coach at IU, Jeff Huber.
Yeah, but she's definitely a very special diver. I mean, she's fearless and I think loves to compete. She's very competitive. And really, my goal this year has been to just kind of get her ready mentally to put things together. And I think she's surprised a lot of people.
Sarah's confident she can surprise a lot of people in Sydney as well, and perhaps turn yet another lifelong dream into reality.
Every time I hear that banner, or the Star Spangled Banner, I can see myself standing on the platform and I'm covered with goosebumps standing there because it's real to me. I can be there.
Paul and Di, Sarah Reiling is 9th after the first of 5 dives. We'll tell you how she did tomorrow.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Coming up in sports with Randy Shaver.
All kinds of stuff, including the Twins and the Vikings.
Plus, highlights of the really cool Olympic stuff.
Yes! Yes!
It's going on right now. Truck Month at Towsley Ford. You'll find the largest inventory with the biggest selection of over 1,000 new and used vehicles pre-discounted to our no-hassle bottom line price. Huge year-end closeouts. One example, 2000 F-150 4x4 Super Cab, fully equipped for $239 a month. Super Cab 4x4, $239 a month. If you're in the market to save on a new or used vehicle, now's the time, and Towsley Ford's the place. Even greater savings on hail-damaged vehicles at Towsley Ford and Towsley Conversion Van Center, White Bear Lake.
Okay, honey, here's the kids' menu. Chicken nuggets, cheeseburger, hot dog.
That's it? That can't be it.
Yep, that's it.
Is there anything on the back?
Just the back of the bunny.
At Old Country Buffet, a kid can choose like a grown-up from over 90 items freshly prepared each day. Kids' prices without the kids' menu.
Mom?
Old Country Buffet, great choice.
How can it be that people are making profit off of other people's illness?
Hold on, stop the buses. Is this the same Mark Dayton who owned hundreds of thousands of dollars in big drug company stocks? The Mark Dayton who got richer from those drug stocks got caught owning them and then dumped them to run for the Senate? The Mark Dayton who now wants us to believe he really cares about seniors and the high cost of prescription drugs? Hey, Mark, you must have taken one strange bus trip if you think we believe this.
We bring together family. We bring together friends. We even bring together world-class wrestlers. Sun Country's Come Together Days. Get together with that special someone in your life.
It's the Ford authorized clearance at your Northland Ford store. So,
what will you say?
Check out Ford Windstar with the government's highest safety rating ever, $1,500 cash back plus 0-9 financing. That means nearly $100 a month in savings. With so many reasons to buy, the only question is, what will you save during the Ford authorized clearance at your Northland Ford store?
What will you say?
Okay, I'm going digital. Geez, all you guys do is work. It's lunchtime. You deserve something fresh from Subway. I'm talking to you, Bruno. Listen up. Check these out.
Upgrade your lunch with our new Subway Selects, each with a unique sauce. Steak and cheese with spicy Southwest sauce, roast beef with horseradish sauce, a tangy honey mustard melt, and more. All on fresh-baked gourmet breads. Which one do you want?
I love technology.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Randy Shaver joins us once again with the rest of the day's news.
It's not all about the medals sometimes. Sometimes it's about surviving.
The Olympics?
At the Olympics, yeah.
You're right.
You've heard about the thrill of victory. Well, we've seen it many times over at the Olympics. But how about the agony of defeat? Actually, some sports can be rather painful, like the equestrian event. These are not your typical Olympic moments. And Brazil's Roberto Macedo would like to forget this ever happened. His horse fell on him, fracturing his pelvis. This would not qualify as a golden moment. Just a reminder, we'll have a condensed Prep Sports Extra tomorrow night around 11:15. It's another big night of prep football, and we'll have it covered. Tonight at the St. Paul City, Como Park in White. Watch the nice touchdown sweep by the sophomore. Number 28, Gabe Bates, scores against Highland Park in the third quarter. Final 20-14, Como Park a winner. The Vikings are one of 5 unbeaten teams in the NFL, and they'll definitely remain that way after Sunday. That's because the team has the weekend off. And by this time tomorrow, most players will be long gone.
The calm before the storm. A Thursday practice at Winter Park before a Friday morning mass exodus and a 3-day bye weekend. The break comes early in the Vikings schedule, but no one's complaining, and most all will still watch some football Sunday.
I'm always thinking about it, but you know, it'll be a little more free time, and just hang out and relax a little bit.
I'm a fan of football. It doesn't mean my mind is working. I'm watching. Yeah, no one's probably home, but my eyes are following. But I'm just a fan of football. I love to watch it, so I'll be watching.
The Vikings Vikings worked out this morning, minus receiver Randy Moss, who was excused for personal reasons.
No, he just went to have his braces tightened up a little bit. That's all. Yeah, his dentist is in Florida, so that's where he had to fly in to do it.
Some of the walking wounded, defensive tackle Tony Williams and defensive end Gabe Northern, practiced today, and Green's optimistic both will play against Detroit. But you can't blame most guys if their minds are not completely on football right now.
I'm actually going to study stuff on the plane, so I figure, I got a 3.5-hour trip, so that, I have about 7 hours on the plane. So I'm going to study on the planes, and then when I get to Vegas, I'm going to definitely just have some fun.
So you're not going to watch any football on Sunday?
No, I'm going to still watch football. I'm going to watch it by a pool, hopefully.
The Twins began their final home series of the season tonight by blowing a 3-zip lead and losing to the visiting White Sox. Matt Lawton with a base hit drives home 2, Twins up 3-0, but Johan Santana can't shut down Chicago. Their magic number is now 4 to clinch the American League Central. Herbert Perry, a pair of doubles, finals 9-4. White Sox win, same 2 teams tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Randy. Still to come, one of the scariest movies of all time gets even more frightening.
But first, here are tonight's winning lottery numbers.
The Dream Down Under, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, the new C-Class.
Vision's highest honor.
And the Emmy goes to?
For Best Comedy.
Will and Grace.
The one with more Emmys than any other comedy.
Is there any way you can tell me about this without screeching like a howler monkey?
You know what? I don't need you!
Will and Grace.
Thank you so much.
The quality shows on NBC. Columbo, Kojak, Magnum P.I., Jim Rockford, and now.
Excuse me, ladies.
The adventure begins. The Michael Richards Show, Tuesdays this fall on NBC.
Now, $2 buys 2 new Hardee's Buffalo Chicken Sandwiches. The taste of fiery buffalo sauce and Cool Ranch on a spicy chicken filet. It's a big new Hardee's taste and a huge Hardee's deal. Hardee's 2 for $2 special with 2 new Hardee's Buffalo Chicken Sandwiches. Get it now.
It's happening at Hardee's.
It's a long road to the Olympic Games. And Chevy is driving towards the goal during the final days of the Chevrolet U.S. Olympic Countdown. Get $2,500 cash back on the safe and secure 2000 Blazer 4-door. Or get $2,000 cash back on the rugged 2000 S10. These offers won't last. It all ends October 2nd. Hurry to the final days of the Chevrolet U.S. Olympic Countdown at your local Chevy dealer today.
There's a new way to get a tax deduction and help a good cause. I'm Frank Vassalero.
I'm Kim Inslee.
Friday morning, how to donate your car, boat, watercraft, even a motorcycle, and get a tax break.
Also, what's a bitmap? Is voicemail 1 word or 2? Find out. The new dictionaries are out. The news starts Friday morning at 5 a.m.
Before we go, if you think the original Exorcist was the scariest movie of all time, brace yourself. It's likely to be even scarier the second time around. Warner Brothers is preparing to re-release the film in its uncut version. It has an extra 13 minutes of blood-curdling horror that was taken out of the 1973 classic. Among the new scenes, ghoulish faces appearing out of nowhere and a possessed Linda Blair crawling backwards. Oh, scary. The re-released Exorcist hits Twin Cities theaters in mid-October. We were talking about that earlier tonight. Every time they walked up the stairs to go into that room.
Don't go in
the theater, I just got lower and lower.
I know.
Couldn't sleep for a week after that.
That was scary.
Oh, it was horrible.
I didn't see it.
Smart move.
Look at it's done to him.
Start your mornings off right on KARE 11 with First Edition at 5 a.m. Then it's KARE 11 News Sunrise, followed by the NBC Today Show. And at 9, it's the KARE 11 Today Show.
Right now, during Mervyn's Super Sale, lots of cool stuff is under $20. Like these jeans,
under 20. Mervyn's California Super Sale. It ends Saturday.
The big time. Pro sports that grab the headlines. Superstars, playoff fever.